Hi, my name's Jay and welcome to my kitchen for your very own make it at home sushi video. In the next half hour, we are going to explore exactly what is needed and what goes into the making of sushi. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it in your very own kitchen. First of all, let's get right down to the equipment we need. You will need any of your own pots at home, which I will explain to you how to cook in that, or else a professional rice cooker. You will also need a wooden, plastic or glass mixing bowl in which you will process your rice. You'll need a spatula for the serving of the rice. You'll need a fan to cool it down. An electric fan can be substituted. You will also need a shaker for sesame seeds. We'll need a squeeze bottle for your mayonnaise, two very common things in sushi. For the cooking of the rice process, you'll need a clearly marcated measuring jug. We're going to put some sugar and salt into our vinegar, and you will need a water bowl next to you at all times. You'll also need a sharp, unserrated edged knife, a bamboo rolling mat. As you can see, this rolling mat over here has been covered with a layer of plastic. You can just use any old Glad wrap, plastic wrap that you have in the kitchen. The way of rolling it is to have your roll out in front of you. You put your mat this way on the plastic, just get it covered over once, and then flipping your mat with the plastic together, roll it once, twice or three times, just cut it off, fold it over, and that is to prevent your mat from getting a whole lot of rice stuck to it. You can't keep your mat moist all the time, so inevitably it's going to get full of rice. Save yourself a big hassle at the end of the day and just wrap it with clear plastic. You'll need your soya self-pour bottle, your chopsticks, and your dipping bowl, and a clean cutting board. Let's cover a few of the ingredients we'll be going through. We have, as is common to most sushi bars, you have your avocado, you have your cucumber. I've decided for some color and some texture to add red, yellow and green peppers for a bit of creaminess into sushi. You've got various kinds of cheeses, a little bit more color, a little bit more texture can be added with beetroot, carrot. We have our very common to every sushi bar crab sticks over there, and of course your piece of salmon. Sushi, as we all know, revolves quite a lot around raw fish. It's not the be all and end all. There's fantastic things to do with vegetarian ingredients, but of course a good piece of fresh Scottish salmon never goes amiss. Fish you'll get from your local fishmonger. Also, some of the supermarkets have very good fish sections. One way of ensuring that you have fresh fish, of course, is building up a relationship with your local fishmonger. Make sure that he's going to always provide you with the same fresh product, but there's also ways that you can set about checking for yourself. Now, the first one is, when you see a fish on display, preferably buy the fish with its head on, so that you can look the fish straight in the eye. I'm not joking, folks. Look the fish in the eye. If it winks, it's fresh enough. No, actually, the clearer the eye and the less puffy the eye, the fresher the fish. That's a very good way of telling. You have a look at the fish over there. You'll see some of them, the eye's starting to puff out, it goes all cloudy. That fish is not fresh. Avoid a fish like that. A second and very easy way of telling how fresh a fish is, just give it a little poke. You'll see with anything that is alive, as on my hand over here, when I poke it, my skin jumps back immediately. Now, with something that is not so fresh, when I've dented it, it's going to take a lot longer to spring back, and if the fish is too old, it's going to leave a dent in the fish over there. So if you're in a place where you can get close enough to the fish before you buy it, just give it a little poke with your finger. Don't go destroy the man's product. Give it a little poke with a finger and have a look. You'll see by the amount of response time on the bounce back of the skin will tell you more or less how fresh the fish is. Okay? Another way of telling is look at the scales of the fish. Most fish, especially once they've been caught, they come out of the water, they will lose a certain amount of scales. But the fish should not just be shedding scales. If you run a hand very softly along the side of the fish and a whole lot of scales come off on your finger, avoid that fish as well. Just a few little tips when you go to the fish market. Also helps to let the fishmonger know that you know what you're talking about and tell them I told you.